Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
Oh, we're opening a new bottle here, Dave.
We don't always get that level of
Delightful pop.
new bottle delightful pop, do we? What are we having, H?
We're having... Oh, listen to that.
It's a good sound too. I like you pouring it in the microphone.
We're having some Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, obviously.
Good choice.
Yes.
Where's it
But
from?
we're having Linkumpinch from the Dueling Ground Distillery. And this is one we got, sadly we can't get it in Australia, but this is one we got from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival last year. And, very significant, this is our last bottle that we purchased at last year's Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Correct.
That we are opening. All the rest have been opened, but don't worry, 3 months, 2 months, we'll be replenishing our Kentucky Bourbon Festival supply. But this is the last of our Kentucky Bourbon Festival supply. Linkumpinch. Oh,
yeah. Okay, it's got a good,
remember why
really
you liked
quite a
it
good
now.
nose. So here's the story, I suppose. Well, geographically, it's really south of the it's the southern part of Kentucky,
it's
right on the
very,
border,
very, very southern part.
which is right near where our friend Sean from Burton James is also from. I think they're basically they're not neighbours, but like a couple
They're
of
near
towns
each other,
apart.
yeah.
And so Linkumpinch is the bourbon expression from Dueling Grounds. They've got gins and liqueurs, and they have like a barrel aged gin as well.
They also sell like a white dog, like
They
a
do sell
straight
white
up
dog,
white dog.
Yeah. So like that's the distillate before it goes in the barrel. And we're actually just brushing up on this, and we heard Mark, the distiller, say that he wanted to make a delicious, what goes into the barrel is going to taste good, so what comes out of the barrel is going to taste good. So he's obviously very confident in it. But this is single barrel, distiller's row, so barrel proof, like straight out of the barrel.
Straight out of the barrel.
In fact, I looked at the bottom of the bottle before. You won't be able to see it on camera, but
No, but
there's a little bit of char at the bottom, just like a powdery char almost. There's
can't-
no lid on that.
I know.
You're going to tip the good whiskey
No,
on
I'm
me?
not. He's worried I'm going to tip whiskey on
Well,
it,
you
but
just
I'm
swing
looking
it
at the
around
bottle.
above your head like it's...
I'm looking at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, but pop a cork in. Let's be safe about it, both for the sake of the bourbon and, the computer.
There's char in the bottom. That's cool.
So, it goes through a wire filter as part of the process. But there's true small batch. So even this is a single barrel, so there's only one barrel going into this batch.
Yeah, but often a bourbon will say small batch and it's like a couple of hundred barrels and that's considered a small batch.
Do you remember how many makers say?
I think it's under 200 is called. It's
160
called a small batch, yeah.
Oh,
but these
you're
guys, it was like 4 barrels is their small batch. So it's like they should call it a small batch.
All right, on the nose. Have you tasted any yet? On the
No,
nose?
I haven't.
On the nose, what do we got?
But on the nose, I'm getting there's a fruity.
A bit of green apple.
Yeah, I'm getting a fruity smell.
Like a fresh green apple.
Was this one of their special for the Kentucky Festival?
Yeah. Distiller's Row Series, yeah. That's why it's got the swing tag. That's what the whole start of the story is. This is the last of the KBF picks we haven't opened yet.
Oh, that's really delicious.
And maybe one of my favourite parts, so it's Franklin, Kentucky. And the story is about why it's called...
Dueling Ground.
Come on then. Are you going to tell the story?
Well, it's because they were the state below them. Is it Nevada?
Tennessee. Nevada's a long way from there.
No, it's all right. I'm just naming American states. Tennessee was just below them, but it was illegal to duel in Tennessee, but it wasn't in Kentucky. So people, specifically lawyers, would come over the border to have their duels with their pistols and see who could wound the other person first. Quite gruesome. But that was their way of sorting out an issue. And so then that's where they got their name, Dueling Ground.
Yeah, because it literally was the dueling ground that they come to.
Yeah.
And you weren't trying to kill the other person, you were trying to just wound them.
No, I know, it's very
Because
correct.
it's self-defense, but you don't want to be charged for murder, apparently.
But when I think of duels, I think of they do it like Bridgerton and the old school period piece movies where they, ridiculously get out there.
Ye olde court of law.
Yeah, it's like this is how we'll solve the problem. It's who's guilty. It's who can win the other person in the leg first.
So it's a Kentucky straight bourbon, 117 proof, so straight out of the barrel, char 3, the barrels are char 3, and 53 gallons. For me,
I am loving it.
yes. Why? What are you getting?
It's the fruitiness, but then the smoothness. I was just like, because it's one of those bottles that I remember very distinctly, you loved the story of all the dueling grounds, and they were telling, like, they were really great people, and really great stories, and that was like, you're like, we're getting one of these bottles, and I'm like, okay, because we were tasting a lot of bourbon that day, but it definitely you chose very well, Dave. It isn't just a good story; it's a very, very good bourbon. So
it's 5 years old. They distill their own distillate, like that. It's a real distillery.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not sourcing it.
Yep.
And it looks like from what we've seen, it looks like a pretty significant distillery. I'm getting an interesting amount of honey on that.
I was going to say it's like nice and sweet without being too sweet. It's got really easy, delightful way to drink it. It's
quite unique, I think, as well, right? Like, I feel like if we go to our bottle shelf over there and tried to find something that tasted like that, I don't think we'd have something like that. But it's very pleasant.
I really like it.
What's the other thing that you wanted to tell about this farm girl, Helen? What is the other story about this? You can't remember. All right, I'll help you with it. So they're doing their own distillate.
Really good about the farm.
It's all sourced from one farm.
It's all sourced from one farm. I remember now. I was like, there's something really important about their farm. Yes, everything because it's a weeded bourbon. So
this one isn't. I don't think, but they've got a weeded and a high rye, I think.
Oh, they do a rye and a weeded. But anyway, is
it embarrassing that I can't? They don't have the mash bill on there, but I actually don't know.
They do. They've signed the bottle for us, Dave. So that was very nice of them.
Of course.
But yeah, they get all their grains from one farm. Being a farm girl, I'm really proud of that because, like,
it's not your farm, is it? But
no, but like as a farmer's daughter, like when you grow certain stuff, often you sell bits to there and bits to there, and like. But if you've got someone who's buying all your corn and all your wheat and all your that's really cool that they can get all of their stuff from one particular farm.
Yeah, I think that is cool, and I really like. So Fred Minnick put it in his top 100 bourbons of 2022, I think, and then they've entered the Ascot Awards as well. And so I don't know if they got a platinum award at the Ascot Awards, I think.
Oh yeah.
And this is their bottle in bond product. So this is like, I'm pretty sure the same mash. We're gonna have this wrong. Please double check what's going on here.
Always double check what Dave says.
But I'm pretty sure this is their bottle in bond mash bill. So like the high rye mash bill. I'm pretty sure. And then it's going to be, but barrel proof, like it's a barrel proof. So barrel proof.
But it's a little bit sad because I genuinely think this is delightful, and unless you're going to America, you can't get any of this in Australia yet.
Here's something else that's. I agree with you. It's quite nice. We probably need to let it set in our glass a little bit because it's a brand new bottle. We've just tipped in just a bit from the neck.
Yeah, but it tastes delicious, and they say that that's the worst bit in a bottle is the bit from the neck.
Well,
not worse, but like it gets better from there is what they say.
All right, sure. We'll go with it.
Dave disagrees with me.
Whatever. But
Jeweling
neither here nor there.
Jewel of a different kind.
We'll take it, have a different kind of jewel. The good news is that we are... Oh, actually, I've got one more fun thing before I get into the good news. Mm-hmm. These guys so they have their own distillation. They have their own still.
Yeah.
They do their own distilling, which means that they end up with a white dog.
Yeah.
Then they put it in barrels. Here's an interesting thing, and I don't know if I know of any other distilleries that do it. Surely so many do. But
Dave just doesn't
they distill it themselves, pop it in a barrel, and then they put it in the Wilderness Trail rickhouse.
Oh.
So that's really interesting to me. I understand that bond stores are something that you need to share around, and obviously like places like MGP and Bardstown and Green River and all, the people who are making whiskey for other people, if they're distilling it for them, they often will put it in their own bond store.
Yeah.
But if you distill it yourself and then get the barrels to be then put in someone else's bond store, that's really interesting too, right?
Yeah, well, they're just finding a good storage solution, aren't they?
Well, and having a big rickhouse of your own is not the most practical solution, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you don't need to fill it. I mean, they're not a massive producer, but they're doing
when
good
they're
things.
putting 4 barrels into a small batch, they're not a huge... They're little guys.
Well,
little guys.
In the scheme of things, they're true craft, for sure.
Good whiskey.
Now, we're going to fly into Nashville, which means we're basically going to drive past the front door. Are we allowed to go and visit them?
I think we should, Dave, because I think we need to bring back another bottle because you can't get it here, and it's really delicious.
Pretty tasty. A single barrel, though, so we might not get another one of those.
I'm pretty sure if you make a good single barrel, that the next single barrel is going to be...
Good shout. Yeah. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. The good news I was going to say before,
He's
We're
going to tell us now.
not that far away from Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
3 months. 2 months?
I reckon your
2.5.
maths is trash. It's 2 and a bit. We're nearly
We're
the end
nearly
of
to
June.
June, July, August,
and it's
September.
early September.
Early September, yeah.
We'll call it 2.5 months just to save the marital fights. But
The duel.
the duel, exactly, the Aussie Bourbon Lovers duel. But I'm so looking forward to spending more time with distillers like the team from Linkumpinch, from Dueling Grounds, because this is what makes Kentucky Bourbon Festival cool for me. Yes, you get to hang out with the big distillers, but you get to hang out with the little guys and hear what the cool stuff they're doing is.
And taste all the new stuff and the people who are trying different things. And, like, this is really delicious.
Well, here's to more of that.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.